He wouldn't look at me, he didn't want to shake my hand, and he didn't acknowledge me. I was raised by a Métis father and a Chinese mother. To be 19 or 20 years old and have someone refuse to interact with you and refuse to acknowledge your existence was disheartening.
For a person like myself who comes from Pakistan, it was a very uncommon thing to do, have a career in a field of chartered accountancy. So when I started on that journey, everybody was pretty shocked that why would you do that? When you don't see your own kind of people, it's even more difficult for yourself. There is always this feeling in you that, are you in the right place? Being a woman is hard enough, but then being a Muslim brown woman, you need to actually double your efforts to prove yourself. But eventually you do get there.
As a child, I didn't feel like I belonged because I didn't eat the same lunches, I didn't look the same as my classmates, my parents didn't speak the same language as everyone else. And because of that, I think I had a very traumatic childhood because I just wanted to blend in. My parents basically told my sister and I that we've got each other's backs. No one else will understand what both of you face at school with bullying. I was taught to tuck my feelings away. I was taught to not speak up. I'm teaching my children to speak up, either for themselves, their community, or become an ally to others.
We were getting ready to order dinner and just casual conversation about who prefers what meal. And another professional asked if I would prefer to have fried chicken. And it was just, I don't know, kind of an awkward moment, but I chose to just move past it and not escalate things.
Engaging with people and taking people on that journey of what it means to be a Muslim and practicing your faith was not easy.
I experienced microaggressions a lot. They asked me, why aren't you in finance? I've never seen an Asian in marketing. Discrimination isn't always overt or loud. It can take shape in many different forms.
Having somebody acknowledge my reaction, my feelings towards it was certainly meaningful, and having the manager act as an ally to me was certainly meaningful. I think at a certain point I was probably pretty disconnected from my Indigenous heritage. So over the past couple of years, I've made an effort to educate myself.
I have experienced feeling unseen or not acknowledged. I like to engage with other cultures and learn about them because I think it's important that we acknowledge and celebrate everybody's background, and not to view everybody as the same or just a number, but to celebrate everybody's history and where they come from and their lifestyle.
One of the very first East Asian network calls that I joined in KPMG, the network members spoke Cantonese and Mandarin, and I was just blown away because in a work setting, I had never heard anyone speak the language that my grandparents speak, that my parents speak, that my aunts and uncles speak. And it was so powerful because I felt like I could bring my whole self to work.
Racism, whether explicit or implicit, still unfortunately pervades many of the communities in which we live and work. It affects our friends, loved ones, and colleagues in ways that many of us can't begin to truly understand. That's why we're uniting our global workforce to come together and take action as allies for one another. Together we commit to embracing our differences and standing united against racial discrimination.
By being inclusive.
By challenging unconscious bias.
By challenging microaggressions.
By being culturally sensitive.
By challenging colorism.
By embracing diverse views.
By expanding your sphere of influence.
By learning from others.
And by being an ally to each other.
Together, we're stronger. The future is inclusive.